At first glance, you might think Project Hail Mary looks so real because the movie uses less CGI. But that's actually not true at all. The real reason is much more interesting, and it starts with something almost every modern blockbuster relies on: green screen. Project Hail Mary didn't use any green screens or blue screens. That's according to directors Chris Miller and Phil Lord themselves. And that single decision changes how the entire movie looks. The problem with green screens is something most people don't actually notice, but your brain definitely feels it. Whenever you have shiny surfaces, like a space helmet in this case, that green or blue light spills and reflects onto the glass and the actor's face. It's incredibly hard to remove that later. It either makes a shot look slightly off, or it forces VFX artists to completely replace parts of the image with CGI, which can make things look even less real. So instead, they did something different. For the space scenes, they used black screens. And for the planet scenes, they used a shifting color background. That way, the reflections on the helmet and the lighting naturally hitting the actors looked completely real. But this creates a massive new problem. With a green screen, a computer can just key out one color and replace it. With a black screen though, that doesn't work. So instead, the actors have to be cut out manually, frame by frame. So ironically, they chose the much harder method just to make the physical elements look a lot better. But getting the actors to look real only solves half of the problem. They still had to build the digital universe around them. Not using green screen doesn't mean this movie didn't use CGI. In fact, it uses a staggering amount of it. Over 2,000 CG shots handled by ILM, the legendary company behind the Star Wars movies. So the secret isn't that there's less CGI, it's that the CGI is integrated flawlessly. But the biggest reason the movie feels like you can reach out and just touch it actually has nothing to do with the visual effects. It's all about how it was shot. If you notice, the space scenes have a slightly grainy, almost imperfect texture. That's not an accident. The cinematographer, Greg Fraser, used a brilliant technique. They shot the movie digitally, but then printed out that digital footage directly onto physical film stock just to give it that authentic texture. And they didn't stop there. They actually used two different types of film prints. One to give specific feel to the scenes on Earth, and a different one for the scenes in space. And that might be the single biggest reason the movie feels so incredibly grounded and real, because perfectly clean digital images often feel sterile and artificial. But when you add the physical film texture, a bit of imperfection, your brain connects it with other videos you've seen from space. Most likely the first moon landing, which was a crazy mess. And so now the shot feels like it was difficult to achieve. Then there's movement. They used special wire rigs so Ryan Gosling could move freely in all directions. It makes a massive difference because his movement doesn't feel staged or simulated. It looks like actual zero gravity. This level of realism isn't cheap. It's a very deliberate and expensive choice. If you like deep dives like this, hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to help this channel grow. Because in the end, it's not that Project Hail Mary avoids CGI, it's that everything around the CGI, the practical lighting, the realistic reflections, the physical film texture, and the zero-G movement work together to make the digital effects look almost invisible. And that's why it doesn't look like CGI. I did a full review on the movie right here, where I break down if the plot is as polished as the effects. Now, what do you think? Does this digital to film trick make Project Hail Mary the most realistic space movie ever? Or does Interstellar still hold the crown for you? Or maybe it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. Anyways, I'll see you over in the review.